this one's the Sata 5000 RP, and we're going to use it for solvent base coat and high solids clear coat. Now the RP is normally used for clear coat, so it's not normally referred to as a base coat gun, but most spray guns you can use for both with varying degrees of success. But I'm certainly finding that the clear coat guns work better as an overall gun than just the base guns, really. And that's normally because with the base guns you can't seem to get enough fluid on with the clear coat. It just doesn't seem to work. The HVLP, which is normally the base coat guns, it just doesn't seem to work. Maybe it's me, it just doesn't seem as nice. Anyway, so the idea is we're going to do a series of videos with different guns that I've got and using it for both, because I've had a fair few people ask me if I could do a few videos using just one gun for both, which I have done before, but not lots of them. I tend to use like a base coat for base and clear for clear. And obviously if people haven't got the same budget as I've got, or don't want to spend as much money, can't spend as much money, etc, etc, then knowing, you know, to get one gun that would do it all is probably quite useful information, I guess. So I picked this Sata up probably about 6 months ago, maybe 7 months ago. Got it off eBay just on an auction, and I can't remember what I paid for it. It's about 280 quid, but it's a digital version. I just guess at the time nobody was interested. I'm not sure why. It was actually a HVLP gun, but I've since got a tip set for £60, an RP tip set. So maybe that's the reason why it was HVLP. I don't know, but I got it for a good price anyway. So as I say, it's a digital version, so it's quite good. And to be fair, I've used it a reasonable amount of times just to get used to it. And this video, I think this is the first time I've done a video. Well, it is the first time I've done a video using it for both at the same time. So it's a good idea, a good way of showing you that it's quite a good universal gun. It's quite expensive. If you stick to, like me, buying it second hand, it's not as expensive. Obviously, you know, new stuff comes at a premium. And if you're reasonably good at knowing what to look for with spray guns, when you see the pictures on various auction sites, etc, you can get an idea of whether it's going to be good or bad or not. I know it's not be all and end all, but you can get an idea of it, and that's what I do effectively. So as I say, I picked it up for a reasonable price. So what's it spray like? Well, it actually sprays really good. I've got this and I've got the 5500, and I'm really enjoying using them. And people that have been with the channel for quite a while will know that I had a bit of a downer on the Sata 440. It performs really well, it's just really awkward to hold, and all that goes with these guns, the bigger guns. You can see there where my thumb is by the control for the fan. It doesn't interfere with it at all, whereas that's the problem with the 440. So that little gripe of mine has, you know, been dealt an end to basically with the bigger guns, and I think they spray very, very well. This one, as I say, we're using it for base and for clear. We're using it, I'll put the gun settings on the video, but we're virtually full fluid. It's two and a quarter turns out, and 2.5 is full. Actually, it's actually 2 1/3, so it's more or less full fluid. We know our substrate is good. It's been primed, this tank, so we know we can lay the base coat on reasonably thickly without any detriment underneath. You notice sometimes I don't put so much on, and that's simply because if I'm unsure of the substrate, I don't want to pile it on, because it's solvent base coat and you can end up pickling what's underneath. So that's the reason, you know, why sometimes you see my videos and I don't put so much on. But I was really surprised with how well this lays base coat. As I say, I've used it for base coat before, so this video wasn't a surprise, but when I first used it I was quite surprised, because it gets a reputation of being a bit of a hose, and I know it's only a 1.2 tip, not a 1.3. I have got a 1.3 tip set for it. I actually haven't used it yet, because the 1.2 seems absolutely fine for me, but you know, it's got a reputation of being a bit of a hose, and I've used the 5500, and it's difficult to split the two. This is definitely faster. It puts out more material. I've got the O version and the I version, or tip setting O and I for the 5500. This one doesn't come in an O and an I, it just comes in the normal pattern, which is more of an O than an I, really. I think Sata were trying to appease the people that like the I waters and things like that, which are more of an I pattern, which is why they bought the 5500 out. I think the idea of it was to appeal to both. If you want the 5000 experience, you go for the O. If you want the I water stroke de Vilbiss type experience, you go for the I pattern. But in truth, there's very little between the two, the I and the O. I can't see much difference at all, not even in the pattern or the way they spray. But this thing is very, 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 very quick. It's quicker than the 5500. Whether you like that or not is down to what you're spraying, I suppose, and you know whether you want that speed. But I'm getting to quite like the speed, and you'll see at the end there's a high resolution video at the end of the finished article, and I actually got it out in the sun because this is a Honda Reflection Blue. It's called, which is B579P, and it looks quite bland under the lights of the workshop, but it's not. It's actually quite good when you get it in the sunlight. You'll see that I missed the first coat of clear, which I can only apologise. When you're doing this, you're obviously thinking about the painting, getting the stuff ready, and when you've had the camera on your head for quite a while, it feels like the camera is still on your head, if that makes sense. And I went ahead and did the first coat of clear, and then you realise that the camera's not on your head, but it's gone then. In a moment it's gone, isn't it? But I've captured the last coat, the final coat. But you can see the speed of the thing. It really puts it on nicely, and you know, very fast. And it's a joy to use. I was surprised because when I first started getting the bigger Satas, I got 5500 first. And I thought, oh, this, they're going to be a bit of an animal, but they're not. I'm using them on full fluid most of the time, or nearest down full fluid, and they're a joy to use. They really are nice. I still can't get over the price tag, and I never will get over the price tag, I guess. But if you're buying the stuff second hand, like some of the stuff, like this particular gun I did, then it's happy days. You're not spending any more than a new GTI Pro Lite. As I say, very, very good gun. They give terrific finishes. I can see why people do like their Satas, price wise aside, and it would definitely be up there in my top guns. There's about 3 or 4 that I would sort of pick as really nice guns. But you can see the finish. There's a few bits in it which you'd expect in my environment, but nothing that you wouldn't need to flat and polish this. You would just polish the small little nibs out, really. That's all you would need to do. But this is obviously all the stuff I show you is off the gun. None of it's been polished or anything, because it would be pretty pointless doing that, really, showing you a polished finish, because a polished finish you can get good normally most of the time anyway, as long as you get enough material on there. But you can see how nice it is. It's really nice and flat, and the reflection blue does look very reflective blue in the sunshine. Sorry it's on top of bins, but this time of year there's very little sunshine about, and you just have to get it when you can get it, and put it where you can get it. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for all the likes, subscribes, etc. You keep liking them and I'll keep producing them. Alright guys, thanks very much. Take care. Bye bye.